You sat quietly, wondering if I had forgotten. Your tears dried on the altar of unanswered prayers. Your heart, heavy from carrying promises that seemed far too distant, began to ask questions that you were once too afraid to voice. Have you left me? Is this all there is? Did I misunderstand what you said to me? But heaven did not echo your questions back. There was no loud voice in the clouds, no shaking of the mountains, no visions to quiet your anxious soul, just silence. Long, stretching silence. The kind that feels like absence, the kind that whispers lies to your weary mind. He is gone. You are forgotten. You were wrong to believe. But my child, the silence was never empty. You interpreted stillness as abandonment, but in my kingdom, stillness is often the sign of deep preparation. While your eyes strained to see movement, I was orchestrating a masterpiece in dimensions you cannot yet comprehend. You thought I was doing nothing, but I was doing everything that mattered most. I was enlarging the unseen spaces. I was fortifying the foundations of your faith. I was tearing down every version of belief built upon convenience, was stretching your spirit past shallow comfort into divine capacity. Because what is ahead requires more than surface strength. It requires substance, and substance is not formed in moments of applause. It is shaped in seasons where only obedience is your companion. I watched you in the hidden places. I saw every time you stayed faithful when no reward came. I counted each tear you refused to let define you. I listened as you whispered yes, even when your heart said, I don't understand. Heaven is not blind to sacrifice. I do not overlook perseverance simply because it is quiet. You thought no one noticed when you refused bitterness. You thought your forgiveness was wasted when the other never changed. You thought your purity of heart in dark moments gained you nothing. But I tell you, those silent offerings shook eternity. They wrote volumes in the heavenlies that angels marvel to read. You did not perform for man's stage, but you became known in heaven's courts. The earth did not clap for you, but heaven stood in reverence. You misjudged delay as denial. I never said no, I said not yet. And when I said not yet, I was not punishing you. I was shielding you from receiving what you were not yet shaped to hold. If I had given you what you asked for when you asked, you would have called the weight a blessing, but it would have crushed you. I had to let you grow first. I had to let your roots deepen so that when the winds came, you would not be toppled by success or broken by exposure. You longed for arrival, but I longed for alignment. And because I loved you too much to hand you something prematurely, I delayed what you wanted to develop, who you needed to become. You endured where others walked away. I know it would have been easier to give up, to stop praying prayers that felt hollow, to stop believing when believing made you vulnerable, to stop loving when love meant opening old wounds again. But you stayed. You stayed when faith felt foolish. You stayed when obedience felt unrewarded. You stayed when trust felt like silence in return. And because you stayed, you are standing on the edge of something no quitting soul will ever taste. Heaven honors the ones who refuse to let go, even when their hands are tired and their hearts are heavy. I was not silent because I was far. I was silent because I was close. So close you could not perceive me the way you used to. You searched for me in old patterns, but I had shifted to a deeper place. You looked for me in goosebumps and external signs, but I had hidden myself in the whisper, in the waiting. You thought I left, but I was asking you to lean in deeper than you ever have before. I was removing the noise so that my voice would become your sole pursuit, not the blessing, not the answer, not the breakthrough, just me. For I am the prize. I am the portion. I am the reward your soul aches for even when your mind cannot articulate it. You were not lost. You were being located. The world said you were forgotten. Circumstances tried to convince you that you were overlooked. Your own inner critic screamed that you were disqualified. But I knew exactly where you were, and I had you hidden on purpose. Because hiddenness is not punishment, it is preservation. You were not buried, you were planted. Placed you beneath the soil of obscurity, so that your roots could grow down before your influence grew up. I allowed darkness, not to destroy you, but to develop you. And now, the time of emergence draws near. You will not need to announce yourself. You will not need to demand recognition. Fruit announces the tree. And soon, the fruit of endurance, the fruit of maturity, the fruit of unshakable faith will declare you to the world. I prepared you while you thought nothing was happening. Every lonely night, I was softening the hardened places. Every unanswered prayer, I was refining the motives of your asking. Every broken relationship, I was detaching you from dependencies that could not go where I am sending you. Every closed door, I was sealing what could have been a snare disguised as an opportunity. You did not waste those years. You did not lose those tears. You did not fail simply because results did not meet your timeline. No, you were being readied for something that only readiness can receive. The world looks at preparation and calls it stagnation, but heaven looks at preparation and calls it faithfulness in disguise. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. Chosen before performance. Chosen before perfection. Chosen even in weakness. Chosen even in wandering. Your identity is not fragile. It does not break under pressure. It does not dissolve under mistakes. It does not shift based on man's opinion. You are chosen because I said so. You are beloved because I decided so. You are marked because I designed so. And what I decree, no lie can erase. No delay can dilute. No enemy can override. Now, beloved, listen carefully. The winds are changing. The seasons are turning. The unseen orchestration of years is about to become undeniable manifestation. But I do not need your panic. I do not need your frantic grasping. I do not need your human strategies to make this happen. I need your yes. I need your surrender. I need your trust to rise higher than your need to understand. You are about to witness what only yielded hearts can carry. You are about to step into rooms where favor speaks louder than qualifications. You are about to see doors swing open that you didn't even know existed, because the silence you hated was the sound of me setting the stage. I am not late. I am intentional. And now, as you cross from hiddenness into unveiling, as you rise from preparation into fulfillment, as you step out of silence into divine announcement, you will look back on this season, this stretching, this waiting, this refining, and you will say with awe and wonder, the silence was never empty. The silence was holy. For in that sacred quiet, you became who you were always meant to be. The stillness that once felt endless has shifted. You do not yet see it fully, but your spirit has already begun to sense the change. You wake now with a different kind of ache, not of despair but of divine anticipation. Where heaviness sat heavily before, expectancy is quietly rising. You are standing at the threshold of the unveiling, and though the landscape around you may appear unchanged, I tell you, everything is already different, because what I am unfolding is not first visible in the natural. It begins where only the surrendered can see. I do nothing in haste, but when my timing comes, it is sudden. You have grown accustomed to slow. You have adapted to gradual. You have made room for someday, but now I whisper to your spirit, get ready for suddenly. Not as a shock that confuses, but as a divine collision that clarifies. You will blink, and what has resisted for years will move. You will step, and what was closed will swing wide. You will speak, and what was dormant will awaken. Not because you fought harder, not because you finally qualified, but because you stayed when others fled. Because you trusted when doubt screamed. Because you surrendered when striving would have felt easier. And now, I am responding to your hidden faith with visible favor. Doors without keys. That is what is coming. Access that no networking could have gained. Opportunities no strategy could have manufactured. Alignments that no human hand could have arranged. You thought you needed to figure it all out. You thought you needed to be noticed, celebrated, validated. You thought you needed to force doors open through effort and endurance. But I say to you, those doors were never designed for keys. They open to identity, not effort. They respond to alignment, not ambition. They yield to intimacy, not intellect. You do not need to strive anymore. You only need to carry my name. You only need to walk as one who is sent, not hoping for permission, but releasing what I have already sealed. You have carried weight privately. Now you will carry glory publicly, not for applause, not for validation, but for impact. You see, I did not preserve you through fire so you could live safe. I preserved you so you could live sent. You will carry my voice into places saturated in noise. You will walk into environments that have only known confusion and bring clarity. You will step into relationships fractured by betrayal and bring restoration. You are a carrier now, not of burdens but of my heartbeat, not of sorrow but of divine solutions, not of survival but of resurrection power. And everywhere your foot treads, the room will shift, not because you demand it, but because you belong to me. I am awakening boldness in you. The version of you that once shrunk back will not remain. The hesitant version, the apologetic version, the insecure version, they are being left behind at this threshold, because fear has no seat at this table. Doubt does not hold the pen in this new chapter. Timidity has no voice in the conversations I am bringing you into. You will speak what I say, move when I prompt, and trust when I lead. Not because you are arrogant, but because you are anchored. Anchored in the truth that you are not self-made, you are God-sent. I am removing the weights that no longer serve you. There are attachments that cannot follow you into what is next. Some relationships, once divinely purposed, have expired in their assignment. Some mindsets, once protective, have become prisons. Some habits, once helpful, are now hindrances. I will highlight them to you, not to condemn, but to release. What once covered you, now covers your vision. What once protected you now limits your reach. So I am lovingly stripping these away. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable. Yes, it may feel like loss. But I tell you, it is pruning, not punishment. Pruning always precedes new fruit. Release always precedes release. I am sending divine partnerships. You were not made to walk this unfolding alone. I am raising voices who will echo what I have placed in you. I am aligning hearts that beat with the same eternal rhythm. I'm sending hands that will lift yours when weariness tries to return. You thought partnership meant control, but I am sending covenant connections, not competitors. They will recognize you, not because of what you can do for them, but because they see who you are in me. Together you will build. Together you will carry. Together you will advance. Because isolation protected you in a past season, but collaboration will propel you in this new one. Do not be surprised when comfort becomes uncomfortable. You have prayed for more, and more requires movement. What once felt enough will begin to feel narrow. What once satisfied will begin to stir discontent. This is not ingratitude. This is growth. I am expanding your tent pegs. I am enlarging your territory. I am inviting you to think beyond what has been. So when you feel the tension, do not call it failure. Call it invitation. Invitation to dream again. Invitation to build again. Invitation to follow me deeper, higher, further. Because while comfort keeps you safe, calling keeps you sent. You are not being elevated, you are being entrusted. Elevation celebrates self. Entrustment releases responsibility. I am not raising you to be seen. I am positioning you to be effective. You will be trusted with voices that matter, trusted with lives that hang in the balance, trusted with atmospheres that need kingdom order. Do not take this lightly. Do not approach this casually. You are walking into sacred spaces, not because you fought your way in, but because you yielded your way in. And those who enter by surrender walk in with authority. You will recognize this season by peace, not pressure. Not every open door is my door. Not every invitation is my instruction. Not every opportunity is your assignment. Discern by peace. Discern by alignment. Discern by presence. For when I open doors, you will feel weight, but not weariness. You will feel responsibility, but not restlessness. You will feel stretching, but not striving. Peace will mark this unfolding, not ease, but assurance, not convenience, but clarity. And when confusion knocks, let peace answer. You are moving from hoping to holding. You hoped through dry seasons. You hoped through long nights. You hoped when evidence mocked your belief. But now, hope is becoming history. Prayers are becoming testimonies. Seeds are becoming harvest. You will hold what you once only saw in dreams. You will touch what you once only prayed through tears. You will live in the rooms you once only visited in your imagination, not because of chance, not because of luck, but because of covenant. This unfolding is not fragile. You feared missing it. You feared failing it. You feared falling again once you rose. But I say to you, what I have built in you is stronger than your fears. What I am releasing to you is rooted in my faithfulness, not your flawlessness. You cannot ruin what I have redeemed. You cannot destroy what I have destined. You cannot break what I have already blessed. So, step boldly, step joyfully, step fully persuaded, because this unfolding is not fragile, it is divine. The season of striving is over. For too long you have carried the silent burden. If I do more, he will move faster. If I stay busy, I will be protected. If I manage well, I will avoid pain. But beloved, listen carefully now. Effort has never been the currency of my kingdom. Faith is. Obedience is. Surrender is. Your value has never been based on how hard you work for me. Your identity has never been tied to your ability to figure things out. You believed for years that the more you did, the more you could secure. But what I am bringing you into requires a sacred exchange. You will now trade effort for overflow, not because you are lazy, but because you are aligned, not because you avoid responsibility, but because you carry revelation. This unfolding will not be forced, it will be released. You were taught that productivity proves worth, but I say, presence produces purpose. I am not impressed by your exhaustion. I am not moved by your frantic pace. I am not drawn closer when you sacrifice intimacy for performance. You learned survival in seasons of famine. You learned hustle in moments of scarcity. You learned to grind so you would not lose ground. But now, I say to you, unlearn what fear taught you. Unlearn the lie that constant movement secures blessing. Unlearn the belief that slowing down is failure. Unlearn the theology of perfection and return to the rhythm of grace. Because you are crossing over into a realm where stillness is strategy, where rest is revelation, where abiding is advancement. Abiding does not mean apathy. No, Abiding means awareness. You will no longer confuse rest with passivity. You will no longer mislabel quietness as weakness. You will no longer call slowness stagnation. For in this unfolding, I will teach you the wisdom of pace. I will show you how to discern my timing, not your timelines. I will reveal the difference between running ahead and walking with me. You do not have to make it happen. You simply need to stay near the one who will. Proximity releases provision. Intimacy unlocks insight. Connection produces courage. You thought your effort earned open doors, but now you will see. It is my presence that parts seas. I will teach you to drink deeply, not sip cautiously. You have tasted of me in moments. You have encountered me in glimpses. You have known me in measure, but I am inviting you now into fullness, not because I withheld it, but because you were afraid to come closer, afraid you might get it wrong, afraid you might be disappointed, afraid I would not meet you there. But hear me clearly. You cannot exhaust me. You cannot come too often. You cannot ask too much. You cannot cling too tightly. You have permission to dwell, not visit. You have access to remain, not request. Come boldly. Come freely. Come thirsty. For I am not a well that runs dry. I am a river without end, and what I pour will overflow in you until it touches everything and everyone around you. Overflow is not excess, it is evidence. You will know you are walking rightly in this next season, not by how busy you are, but by how much fruit quietly appears. You will see conversations shift. You will notice atmospheres change. You will watch as what once drained you now draws from you. Not because you tried harder, but because you stayed rooted. Fruit is the language of overflow. You will no longer chase validation. You will no longer beg for recognition. You will no longer fear insignificance. For when you abide, fruit follows. When you rest, roots deepen. When you trust, heaven releases, and people will see, without you forcing it, that something different marks your life. You are no longer fighting for space. You are occupying grace. In past seasons, you wrestled to be seen. You pushed to be included. You strained to belong. But this unfolding shifts everything. You are not a guest. You are not an outsider. You are a son. You are a daughter. You are heir to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. You are moving from renting favor to owning identity, from borrowing belief to walking in assurance, from asking timidly to receiving boldly. You are seated now, not striving for place, but resting in promise. And no one can remove you from a seat I have assigned. This sacred exchange will redefine success. You have measured breakthrough by visibility, by metrics, by movement. But I measure fulfillment by fruitfulness, by obedience, by internal transformation. You will no longer compare your pace to theirs. You will no longer assess your worth by worldly patterns. You will no longer be swayed by fleeting applause. Because you will know, deeply and unshakably, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Not too late, not too early, not overlooked, but perfectly placed in divine rhythm. You will lead differently now. This unfolding will bring influence, not by seeking it, but by becoming trustworthy. But leadership in my kingdom does not look like the world's. It looks like quiet consistency. It looks like washing feet when no one watches. It looks like loving those who cannot repay you. It looks like saying yes when it costs you. You are no longer chasing titles. You are carrying testimony. You are no longer hungry for status. You are hungry for impact, and because your heart has shifted, I will trust you with more. I am weaving overflow into every aspect of your life. Your home will carry it. Conversations filled with life and grace. Your work will reflect it. Favor flowing without manipulation. Your relationships will feel it. Love that does not strive or perform, your rest will know it. Nights of true peace, not anxious survival. Because overflow is not isolated. It spills, it spreads, it saturates. And what I am pouring in you will touch everything connected to you. You will become known not for your hustle, but for your habitation, not for your ambition, but for your abiding, not for your strategy, but for your surrender. You are no longer in scarcity. You are stepping into supply. The days of just enough are shifting to more than enough. Not so you can hoard, but so you can release. You will give from overflow, you will serve from overflow, you will create from overflow. And where you once said, "I have nothing left," you will now declare, "My cup runs over." This is not prosperity for pride's sake. This is abundance for kingdom's sake. I am resourcing my purposes through you. I am multiplying what used to barely sustain you. I am breathing on what was once survival and turning it into significance. Because you stayed when it was dry, you will pour when it is full. The exchange is happening even now. You can feel it. Old patterns feel foreign. Old pressures have lost their grip. Old mindsets do not fit anymore. You are lighter. You are clearer. You are steadier. Because the sacred exchange has already begun. You are leaving behind effort and stepping into overflow. You are laying down control and picking up confidence. You are releasing striving and receiving sustaining grace. And from this place, the greatest unfolding will flow. Not because you tried harder, not because you finally figured it out, not because you earned what others missed, but because you chose to believe, to stay, to trust, and to exchange performance for presence. This is the way forward. This is the sacred exchange, and it is already in motion. There comes a moment when hiddenness completes its purpose. You did not hide yourself. I hid you. You did not miss opportunities. I shielded you from distractions disguised as destiny. You were not forgotten by men. You were preserved by me. Hiddenness was not rejection. Hiddenness was protection. While you wrestled with the ache of invisibility, was writing a story only revealed in its appointed time. You thought you were buried, but I tell you now, you were planted, and planted things do not stay hidden forever. When the roots are deep and the season shifts, what was hidden must break through. I am the God of seasons. I know when to hide, and I know when to reveal. Your unveiling is not random. It is not the result of human timing. It is not a product of luck or effort. It is the fulfillment of divine intention. I have watched the soil of your soul expand. I have watered you in secret places. I have pruned you quietly where no eyes could see. And now heaven whispers to the earth, let them rise. The season of hiddenness has ended. The season of unveiling has begun. Unveiling is not self-promotion. It is divine introduction. You will not have to announce yourself. You will not have to push doors open. You will not have to convince others of your readiness. I will speak on your behalf. I will stir hearts that hold your future. I will whisper your name into conversations you never knew occurred. I will align moments that showcase my work in you, not your performance, but my preparation. This unveiling will not be about platforms, it will be about purposes. It will not be about ego, it will be about eternal impact. You will not rise for fame, you will rise for function, because unveiled vessels are not trophies. They are tools in the Master's hand. I am removing the veils, even the ones you placed. You have hidden parts of yourself out of fear. You have buried dreams out of disappointment. You have silenced gifts out of rejection. You have diminished your voice to avoid criticism. But I am gently pulling back the layers. I am healing what shame told you to cover. I am redeeming what trauma convinced you to bury. I am restoring what failure made you forget. The unveiling is not just external, it is internal. You will not just be revealed to others, you will be revealed to yourself. You will see what I always saw. You will love who I always loved. You will honor what I always valued. Because unveiling begins in identity before it manifests in destiny. Do not fear the weight of visibility. You wondered in the quiet if you could handle what was coming. You doubted if your heart could carry the responsibility. You questioned if your scars disqualified your influence. But hear me clearly. I do not unveil vessels to shame them. I unveil vessels because they are ready, not perfect, not flawless, but prepared. You carry the wisdom of wilderness seasons. You carry the strength of surrendered yeses. You carry the purity of persevering faith. These are not light things. They are the marks of maturity. And maturity is the mantle that allows visibility to rest without crushing. Your unveiling will confuse those who only saw your weakness. Some only knew the version of you that doubted. Some only remembered the chapter where you fell. Some only related to the part of your story marked by lack. They will be shocked by the glory that now rests on you. Not because you proved them wrong, but because I proved myself faithful. You will not rise to retaliate. You will not be unveiled to gloat. You will walk in meekness because you know the pain of the process. And that humility will be the fragrance of your unveiling. You will carry power but wear it lightly. You will carry influence but steward it purely. You will carry visibility but remain rooted deeply. Because those who are unveiled by me remember the cost and never take credit. You will be recognized by heaven's fingerprints. There will be no earthly explanation for what unfolds next. You will not have the resume for the rooms I bring you into. You will not have the connections to explain the doors that open. You will not have the education to justify the wisdom you carry. Because I am writing my name across your life. I am branding my nature into your influence. I am weaving my rhythm into your words and ways. And people will ask, how did this happen? And you will answer, grace did this. Nothing else makes sense. For my glory refuses to be shared with human formulas. And your unveiling will be a testimony to my sovereignty. You will move from surviving obscurity to stewarding visibility. The hidden years taught you dependence. The silent seasons taught you trust. The overlooked moments taught you surrender. And now those lessons become your leadership. You will lead others into what you once cried to escape. You will disciple from your scars, not from theory. You will pour from a place of authenticity, not performance. I did not allow hiddenness to break you. I allowed it to shape you. And now that unveiling comes, you will not wear masks. You will minister from wholeness. You will love from overflow. You will lead from rest. Because you are no longer proving, you are becoming. The unveiling comes with new boundaries. Not everything and everyone can follow you here. Not every opinion carries weight anymore. Not every invitation will be worthy of your yes. I will teach you what to embrace and what to release. I will show you where to pour and where to pause. I will guide you when to speak and when to stay silent. For with unveiling comes access, and with access comes responsibility. Not to perform, not to appease, but to protect what I am doing in and through you. Honor the oil I have placed upon you. Steward the space I have entrusted to you. Guard the grace that now rests visibly upon your life. This unveiling will not make you careless. It will make you careful. The world will see, but I see first. Before applause, I approved. Before platforms, I prepared. Before visibility, I validated. Your unveiling does not change your worth. It reveals what I already established. You are not valuable because others now notice. You are valuable because I noticed before anyone else. Do not confuse public affirmation with true identity. You are my beloved, with or without the crowd. You are my child, with or without the recognition. You are my delight, with or without the invitation. And this truth will keep you grounded when visibility comes swiftly. This is the hour of divine unveiling, not of pride, not of performance, but of prophetic fulfillment. The dreams you thought had died are breathing again. The words you shelved for someday are coming alive. The visions you released in surrender are returning refined. I am unveiling what has been hidden. I am revealing what has been prepared. I am showcasing what was once sheltered. Not to elevate ego, not to entertain crowds, but to establish kingdom purposes. You are not emerging because of you. You are emerging because of me. Welcome to your unveiling. It will not feel like you imagined. It will not look like the stories of others. It will not unfold through worldly patterns, but it will carry peace. It will release joy. It will confirm my faithfulness. And as you step into this space, remember always, the hiddenness was holy. The unveiling is holy, and you, beloved, are holy unto me. Unveiling does not end the process. It begins the responsibility. You prayed for the doors to open. You longed for your voice to matter. You waited faithfully while I formed you in secret. But now that unveiling has arrived, hear me clearly. The weight of glory is not light. It does not crush you, but it calls you higher. It does not burden you, but it stretches you deeper. It does not demand from you, but it draws out of you everything I have placed within. Visibility is not the finish line. It is the threshold of stewardship. The mantle you now wear is not ornamental. It is functional. You are wearing what others cannot see, but all will feel. Mantles are not garments woven by human hands. They are coverings of spiritual significance. They mark you as sent. They set you apart for divine purposes. They carry the authority of heaven's endorsement. You are no longer carrying only your own history. You are carrying the weight of destiny, not just for yourself, but for those attached to your obedience. This is why your yes still matters. This is why your no matters even more. You will feel the mantle pull you when compromise calls. You will sense its weight when distractions tempt. You will remember its purpose when comfort whispers. For mantles do not exist to make life easier. They exist to make eternal impact unavoidable. With authority comes accountability. I am entrusting you with influence, but not for self-gain. I am entrusting you with wisdom, but not for self-promotion. I am entrusting you with revelation, but not for self-glorification. The mantle on you will draw the eyes of men, but do not confuse applause with approval. Your validation still comes from me alone. Your direction still flows from my voice, not from the desires of the crowd. You will be tempted to shape your message to gain acceptance. You will be invited to soften your stance to avoid offense. You will be pressured to adjust truth to attract attention, but you are not a merchant of popular opinion. You are a messenger of eternal truth. Stand firm. Speak boldly. Stay surrendered. Your mantle is not negotiable. Your allegiance is not for sale. You are called to build, not just to be seen. Unveiling brought visibility. Mantling brings responsibility. I did not raise you up so you could enjoy the view. I raised you so you could cultivate the vineyard. You will build people, not platforms. You will build legacy, not fleeting moments. You will build altars, not stages. Because builders leave behind what spectators only visit. Your hands may grow tired. Your voice may grow weary. But know this, every brick of obedience is constructing something eternal. Build even when no one applauds. Build even when critics gather. Build even when results seem slow. For I see every stone you lay in secret, and I am the master architect who will establish what you faithfully construct. The mantle will teach you the language of love and correction. You will lead those who celebrate you. You will also lead those who misunderstand you. You will be called to cover the weak without enabling them. You will be asked to correct the wandering without wounding them. This is why I trained you in hiddenness. You needed tenderness without timidity. You needed firmness without harshness. Now, as I place others under your care, you will lead as I lead, with both kindness and clarity. You will comfort, but not coddle. You will guide, but not control. You will release, but not abandon. This mantle does not make you a master over others. It makes you a servant unto them. The greatest in my kingdom still wash feet. You will learn the weight of words. Mantled voices do not echo empty phrases. They release words that shape realms. You will speak and see atmospheres align. You will decree and watch dead places resurrect. You will release truth and see darkness retreat. Do not use this lightly. Do not play with this authority as if it is casual. I will put my words in your mouth, but I expect your mouth to stay surrendered. Guard your tongue when anger rises. Guard your tone when insecurity whispers. Guard your speech when offense knocks. You do not merely hold influence, you carry my voice. And where my voice flows, transformation follows. The mantle will require solitude, not isolation. You have walked alone in previous seasons for survival. You will walk alone at times in this season for clarity. Not everyone can access where I will take you. Not everyone will understand what I ask of you. Not everyone will celebrate how I shape you. But solitude is not rejection. Solitude is recalibration. In quiet moments, I will refresh you. In secret spaces, I will reveal strategies. In hidden chambers, I will renew your strength. Do not resent the lonely paths. Do not fear the silent stretches. They are where mantled ones are reminded. You carry this not by might, not by power, but by my spirit. The mantle attracts warfare, but carries victory. Hell does not wage war against empty vessels. Hell wages war against mantled vessels. You will feel resistance, but do not mistake it for failure. You will face battles, but do not mistake them for abandonment. The enemy fears what you now carry, because what you carry breaks chains he worked decades to establish. But take courage. You do not carry a fragile promise. You carry an indestructible kingdom. You will war, but you will win. You will be pressed, but you will not be crushed. You will be attacked, but you will stand unshaken. Because your mantle is reinforced with heaven's yes. Mantling brings multiplication. What I place on you is not for you alone. It is for those who come after you. You will release mantles onto sons and daughters. You will impart wisdom into hungry hearts. You will pour oil into empty vessels. This is not just about your moment. This is about generational momentum. You will not end with what you carry. You will multiply what you carry. The seed of your surrender will become forests of obedience in generations you will never meet. This is why the mantle matters. This is why I trusted you with it. You are not a reservoir. You are a river, and rivers feed nations. You are now mantled, not for ease, but for eternity. Your yes brought you here. Your surrender sealed this assignment. Your process prepared you to carry what you once only prayed to touch. And now, I affirm you. You are ready to steward what I am releasing. You are not perfect, but you are purified. You are not flawless, but you are faithful. You are not invincible, but you are entrusted. And I will be with you, in the wait, in the warfare, in the winds, in the weariness. Because mantles are not carried alone. They rest upon shoulders held steady by grace. You are mantled, you are marked, you are moving forward. And this responsibility is holy. The oil was never meant to stay in the vessel. I did not pour into you for preservation. I poured into you for purpose. You asked me for anointing. You cried for more of me. You pleaded to be filled, and I answered. But the oil that fills is also the oil that flows. You are not carrying this to store it. You are carrying this to release it. Because oil without assignment becomes stagnant. Oil without outpouring becomes spoiled. But when oil meets assignment, life is released. Your filling was preparation. not the final goal. I have hidden you in the secret place. I have saturated you with my presence. I have spoken softly to you in stillness. But now I say to you, it is time to pour. Not because you are running empty, but because overflow was always the plan. You do not minister from your reserves. You minister from your abundance. You will not serve others and leave dry. You will not pour out and be left empty, for I am the endless source. And as long as you remain connected, your oil will never cease. Assignment is not ambition. Do not confuse self-driven visions with my divine mandate. Assignments are holy. Assignments are strategic. Assignments are sovereign. You are not called to everything, but you are called to something. You will not chase doors. You will recognize doors. You will not force opportunities. You will discern assignments. Where oil meets my assignment, grace will meet your steps. There you will find ease that is not lazy. There you will find favor that is not manipulative. There you will find flow that is not forced. Oil flows where surrender leads. You once asked, "Where do I go? What should I do?" And I answered, "Follow me, and the oil will flow." Assignments are not chosen, they are revealed. You will sense my hand when you step into rooms I ordained. You will feel my wind when you align with people I sent. You will know my peace when you obey instructions I whispered. This is not about running after visibility. This is about running after obedience. Because where obedience walks, oil always follows. The oil will not run dry because your connection will not be broken. I am not asking you to produce. I am asking you to remain. You will no longer strive for inspiration. You will no longer force revelation. You will no longer exhaust yourself to keep up. You will minister from union. You will pour from proximity. You will flow from friendship with me. The oil flows easiest where intimacy is protected. Guard your time with me. Guard your stillness with me. Guard your sensitivity to me. Because no matter the demand, your source will sustain you. When oil meets assignment, resistance is expected, but powerless. Do not mistake warfare for misdirection. When you pour where I send, opposition will rise, not because you are wrong, but because you are effective. The enemy fears fresh oil. The enemy despises new flow. But be at peace. Resistance will not stop you. It will only reveal that what you carry is real. You will overcome. You will advance. You will continue pouring. Because I have assigned angels to surround what I have assigned you to release. No weapon formed against your assignment will prosper. Not because of your strength, but because of my seal on your pouring. Your oil will heal what strategies could not. You will encounter broken hearts. You will meet weary souls. You will stand before dry bones, and you will not have to force words. The oil will flow. The oil will break yokes. The oil will lift burdens. The oil will mend what wisdom alone cannot. Because your oil is not human, it is divine. What came through your crushing will become comfort for others' crushing. What came through your wilderness will become water for others' deserts. This is why I allowed the process. This is why I did not rescue you early. Because the oil you carry now carries resurrection power. The flow will not be selfish. It will be generational. You will pour, but you will also teach others to pour. You will disciple. You will impart. You will raise up. You will not hoard the oil. You will multiply it through yielded vessels. Your legacy will not be based on what you built for yourself. It will be measured by how many you empowered to pour. You will leave behind sons and daughters, not just followers. You will raise up carriers, not just consumers. And what began as private crushing will result in public commissioning for generations after you. Oil flowing through assignment transforms ordinary moments into divine encounters. Not every release will be loud. Not every pouring will be public. Not every moment will feel supernatural. But trust me, the oil works even in quiet places. You will release peace in casual conversations. You will release healing in simple prayers. You will release wisdom in unexpected situations. You will release joy in dark environments. Do not limit the oil to pulpits. Do not confine the flow to platforms. Wherever you walk, workplaces, families, streets, the oil will go with you, and what you once thought mundane will become miraculous. The flow will bring fulfillment beyond performance. You once believed success was measured by applause. You once thought significance meant popularity. But as the oil flows, you will discover purpose is fulfillment. Obedience is reward. Overflow is satisfaction. You will end each day fulfilled not because numbers increased, but because you remained faithful. You will lay your head down in peace, not because crowds gathered, but because heaven smiled. You will know you have lived well, not because you impressed man, but because you poured where I pointed. This is divine success. This is kingdom greatness. This is why oil meets assignment. Flow freely now, and for I trust you. You are no longer afraid to pour. You are no longer hesitating to release. You are no longer questioning your value. You know you are a vessel. You know you carry heaven. You know the oil was never just for you. So pour. Pour with confidence. Pour without fear. Pour without apology. For the oil will keep flowing as long as you keep surrendering. And the more you pour, the more I will fill. You will live in divine flow. You will minister in divine rhythm. You will fulfill divine assignment. Because when oil meets assignment, my kingdom touches earth through you. Do not be surprised when resistance rises after release. You thought the unveiling would only bring favor. You believed the oil flowing would silence opposition. You hoped that obedience would eliminate adversity. But beloved, hear me clearly now. Oil attracts opposition. Light exposes darkness. Kingdom advancement provokes warfare. You did not misstep simply because storms have formed. You did not wander off path because winds howl. You have stepped into purpose, and the clash of kingdoms has begun. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are being targeted because you are dangerous. Hell fears you, not for your past, but for your potential. Not because of your failures, but because of your faithfulness. Not because of your flaws, but because of your fruit. You carry what disrupts darkness. You hold what liberates captives. You speak what awakens sleepers, and the enemy knows this. So he roars, so he whispers, so he plots. But take heart. Roaring does not equal reigning. The shaking is not your destruction. It is your distinction. I have told you this before, and I will remind you again. Everything that can be shaken will be shaken. But you, beloved, are built differently now. Your roots are deep. Your walls are fortified. Your foundation is not sand. It is stone. When others fall in chaos, you will stand in clarity. When the world panics, you will speak peace. When instability becomes normal, you will carry supernatural stability. Because what I built in hiddenness is what now holds you in the storm. Do not curse the storm. It is exposing what cannot continue. There are things in and around you that only storms reveal. False alliances fall apart in the wind. Hidden motives are shaken loose in the pressure. Unseen weaknesses surface when comfort flees, but this is mercy, not punishment. For I do not allow storms to destroy my vessels. I allow storms to purify them. You will see in this season, not everyone was sent for your forever. Not every opportunity was your assignment. Not every voice deserves your agreement. The storm removes the counterfeit, so only the called, the clean, and the commissioned remain. Your authority will be tested, but not revoked. The enemy will question your mantle. He will challenge your oil. He will mock your assignment. But do not engage as if you are insecure. Do not react as though you are unseated. You are not fighting for victory. You are standing from victory. Authority is not proven through panic. It is displayed through peace. Speak when I instruct, bind when I lead, resist when necessary. But know this, silence is often your strongest warfare, because sons do not argue for position, they rest in identity. You will experience betrayal, but not abandonment. Storm seasons reveal hearts. Some will draw closer, some will drift away, some will choose self over covenant. This will hurt, this will confuse, but it will not destroy you. For while man may leave, I remain. I will stand closer than betrayal. I will whisper louder than gossip. I will hold tighter than loss. And I will send new ones, those who honor your oil, those who align with your assignment, those who covenant through chaos. For I will not leave my mantled ones alone. Your supply will be tested, but will not run out. As demands rise, you will wonder, will I have enough? Enough wisdom, enough strength, enough grace, enough oil. But hear me, you are not your source. I am. I was enough in hiddenness. I was enough in crushing. I was enough in wilderness. And I will be enough in the clash. You will pour and be filled. You will give and receive. You will carry and be carried. My supply is endless for the surrendered. You will be misunderstood, but remain unmoved. Not all will understand your shift. Not all will accept your authority. Not all will applaud your alignment. Some will question your motives. Some will challenge your decisions. Some will withdraw in silence. But you must not shrink. You do not answer to opinions. You do not adjust to critics. You do not conform to comforters. You answer to me. And I say, stand. Stand when celebrated. Stand when questioned. Stand when alone. For unmoved vessels carry unmixed oil. You are guarded by heaven's armies. Do you think I send mantled ones uncovered? Do you believe I release my chosen without reinforcement? No, you are not exposed. You are not vulnerable. You are not abandoned. Angels walk with you. Intercession surrounds you. My hand covers you. You will not fall prey to the trap set before you. You will not stumble into snares crafted in darkness. You will not lose what I entrusted simply because storms rage. The clash is loud, but heaven is louder. The shaking will release the supernatural. Do not fear when natural systems collapse. Do not mourn when earthly supports fade. Do not panic when familiar structures shift. For when natural fails, supernatural fills. You will speak and see instant fruit. You will lay hands and healing will flow. You will declare and atmospheres will bow. This is not hype. This is harvest. Storms do not cancel destiny. Storms accelerate destiny. And in the clash, you will carry what no other season could have taught you to steward. Remain unshaken because I am unshaken. I am not pacing heaven, wondering if my plans will work. I am not reacting to hell's strategies. I am not caught off guard by earthly chaos. I am steady. I am sovereign. I am sure. And as you remain in me, you will reflect my steadiness. When everything trembles, you will speak with unshaken conviction. When everything wavers, you will lead with unshaken clarity. When everything shifts, you will love with unshaken grace. Because you do not move according to earth shaking. You move according to heaven's anchoring. The clash is here, but so is the kingdom. Fear will rise, but faith will roar louder. Darkness will encroach, but light will radiate stronger. Confusion will spread, but wisdom will stand taller. You are not called to escape this moment. You are called to define it. You are not an accidental observer. You are a divine disruptor. This is your hour. This is your proving ground. This is your demonstration. The kingdom within you will confront the kingdoms around you. And in the clash of Kingdoms you will remain unshaken and you will overcome. This is the hour where alignment matters more than ambition. You have seen seasons where survival defined your days. You have walked through storms where stability was the only goal. You have stood in testing grounds where obedience was your only option. But now, beloved, you are entering the age of alignment. Not striving, not guessing, not grasping, but divine alignment, where your spirit, soul, and assignment come into synchronized motion, where what was promised in secret becomes manifest in the visible, where delay turns to divine movement. This is not the reward for performance. This is the result of positioning. Alignment begins in identity. Before I align circumstances, I align sons and daughters with who they truly are. You have been called many names by life. You have been labeled by seasons. You have been defined by disappointments, but I remind you now, those names are not yours. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not insignificant. You are beloved. You are chosen. You are marked. The age of alignment begins with knowing again whose you are and who you are. You are aligned with heaven before you are aligned with earth. Alignment brings clarity, and clarity releases authority. You once lived foggy, unsure of what to say, unsure of where to go, unsure of what to release. But in this age, clarity is returning. Not vague impressions, but divine instructions. Not scattered ideas, but focused strategies. Not hesitant whispers, but bold declarations. You will not fumble for words anymore. You will not guess your way through doors. You will not dilute your message to fit old molds. You will speak what I speak. You will move when I move. You will act where I lead. Alignment makes authority effortless. You do not force what flows naturally from being rightly aligned. You will now walk in prepared places. What once resisted will now yield. What once seemed unreachable will now welcome. What once required your constant knocking will now open automatically. Not because you finally figured out the formula, but because alignment opens what effort never could. You are stepping into preordained spaces, assignments that have waited for you, rooms that were reserved for your arrival. You thought you missed it. You believed you lost time. But I tell you, what was yours never left. It waited until you were aligned enough to carry it rightly. Alignment removes excess and amplifies purpose. You will notice things begin to fall away. Relationships no longer aligned will fade. Opportunities no longer pure will dissolve. Rhythms no longer healthy will break. This is not rejection. This is refinement. I am not reducing you to punish you. I am refining you to focus you. You no longer need to scatter your energy. You no longer need to maintain everything. You no longer need to say yes to keep peace. Alignment demands clarity, and clarity demands pruning. Let go freely, release joyfully. What leaves now makes room for what truly belongs. You will carry alignment into atmospheres that are misaligned. The world is spinning in confusion. Systems are shaking with instability. Voices are clashing with chaos. But you, beloved, are aligned, not to systems, not to noise, not to trends. You are aligned to my spirit. You are aligned to my word. You are aligned to my kingdom. And aligned ones bring alignment wherever they go. You will step into broken environments and establish order. You will walk into anxious rooms and release peace. You will speak into confusion and release clarity. Because the aligned carry solutions, not just sympathy. Alignment births acceleration. You asked why it felt slow for so long. You wondered why momentum was withheld. But understand this truth. I do not accelerate what is misaligned. To release speed before order would destroy destiny. To multiply before foundation would crush callings. But now, alignment is here. Now, your pace will quicken. Now, doors will seem to multiply, not because you forced them, but because heaven flows freely through order. Alignment precedes acceleration, and acceleration always follows alignment. Prepare for swift movement. Prepare for sudden connections. Prepare for multiplied impact. The slow season is closing. The aligned season is opening. Alignment will attract divine partnerships. You will no longer have to chase relationships. You will no longer have to force connection. You will no longer have to prove your worth to belong. Alignment will do the work. I will cause divine intersections to occur. I will align your path with kingdom-minded builders. I will weave hearts together that beat in my rhythm. Together, you will build what no lone person could. Together, you will steward what no single hand could carry. Alignment removes isolation. Alignment multiplies voices. And where 2 or 3 align in my name, I command blessing. Alignment will release generational promises. You are not aligned only for yourself. Your yes aligns bloodlines. Your obedience heals histories. Your surrender rewrites stories. You are the hinged generation. What I align in you will flow to them. What I release through you will awaken them. What I establish in you will free them. You once broke curses. Now you will birth covenants. You once endured cycles. Now you will initiate legacy. Alignment in your life will shift the destiny of those who come after you. This is not about perfection. This is about posture. You will still need my grace. You will still grow and adjust. You will still lean on me daily. Alignment does not mean flawless execution. Alignment means yielded positioning. You will live daily in my rhythm. You will listen daily for my whispers. You will lean daily into my voice. This is how alignment stays secure. This is how overflow stays pure. This is how legacy becomes unshakable. You are not performing for alignment. You are resting into it. And in that posture, you will find lasting fulfillment. Welcome to the age of alignment. What felt distant is now near. What felt scattered is now united. What felt strained is now effortless. Not because life became easy, but because you became aligned. In alignment, peace will guard you. In alignment, grace will sustain you. In alignment, favor will follow you. This is the hour you walk fully in what was always yours, not by force, not by luck, not by chance, but by alignment. You are where you belong. You are who I called. You are ready to carry it all. This is alignment, and it is your time. You are entering the season you only dared to hope for. For years you survived. For months you waited. For days you wrestled with wondering, will harvest ever come? You saw seeds planted long ago. You watered them through tears. You guarded them through testing. You trusted me when nothing broke the soil. But now, beloved, the earth is responding to what heaven has already declared. This is not only the season of harvest, this is the season of overflow. Not the kind you must labor to keep, not the kind that comes and quickly fades, not the kind that teases but does not stay. This is harvest that leads to habitation. This is fruitfulness that becomes your new normal. Overflow is not excess, it is evidence. When I bring overflow, it is not for show. It is not to inflate your pride. It is not to impress others. Overflow is evidence that the Lord of the harvest has visited your field. You will see prayers answered without forcing. You will see doors open without knocking. You will see opportunities find you not because you chased them, but because you aligned with me. Overflow does not prove your power. It proves my faithfulness. And now, every empty season will make sense. Every quiet year will reveal its purpose. Every withheld desire will unfold in divine timing. Overflow is evidence that obedience was never wasted. Harvest is here. but it will not become heaviness. You feared this moment. You wondered, will I be able to carry it all? You questioned, what if blessing becomes a burden? But I say to you, harvest will not crush you. It will complete you. I will give grace to manage what I release. I will give wisdom to steward what I send. I will give rest even as responsibility increases. You will not collapse under the weight of harvest. You will thrive within it. Because harvest in my kingdom comes with provision for every assignment. What you receive will not deplete you. It will multiply through you. You are not harvesting alone. I am sending others into your field. Covenant voices, kingdom builders, faithful laborers. You sowed in tears, but you will reap in joy, and you will not reap alone. You will find divine partnerships. You will discover supernatural alignments. You will share the table with those who carry my heart. Harvest is communal. Harvest is relational. Harvest is multiplication through shared purpose. You will not only gather, you will also equip. You will not only collect, you will also commission. This is not the season of solitary success. It is the season of shared harvest. Overflow reveals what habitation establishes. Many experience temporary breakthrough, but few enter lasting habitation. But you, beloved, are not called to visit blessing. You are called to live in it. I am not releasing temporary increase. I am building perpetual flow. You will wake with peace daily. You will walk with favor naturally. You will work with joy consistently. Habitation is when blessing ceases to surprise you and begins to surround you. This will not be fleeting. This will not be seasonal. This will be permanent habitation in divine promise. Your hands will stay open in overflow. Harvest is not hoarded. Overflow is not stored. You will give freely. You will pour generously. You will release joyfully. You will remember, I bless so you can bless. I increase so you can release. I pour out so you can overflow. You will fund vision. You will fuel others. You will free those trapped in cycles. Your harvest will be holy. Your overflow will be missional. And your generosity will be a sign that the one who gave is still giving through you. Do not fear loss in overflow. You will no longer guard your blessing in anxiety. You will no longer clutch your provision in scarcity. You will no longer fear what will happen if it runs out. For I declare, overflow does not expire. You will lose the fear of too good to be true. You will reject the lie that good seasons always end. You will silence the suspicion that something bad is coming next. No, you will live confident. You will live anchored. You will live trusting that what I start, I sustain. This overflow is not seasonal hype. It is eternal partnership. Overflow releases the sound of thanksgiving. You will find yourself praising without prompting. You will find yourself worshiping without crisis. You will find yourself thanking without transaction. Gratitude will become your daily melody. Thanksgiving will become your atmosphere. Not because everything is perfect, but because my goodness is permanent. You will bless me at all times. You will release joy without effort. You will carry gratitude into every corner of your harvest. For overflow is not about what you have. It is about who you know provided it. And you will know, deeply and personally, that I did this. Your harvest will not just change your life, it will change generations. This is legacy harvest. This is promise-fulfilling overflow. This is generational impact. Your yes will be their yes. Your breakthrough will be their beginning. Your overflow will be their inheritance. You are writing history now. You are shaping tomorrow today. You are securing blessings they will thank me for long after you are gone. You will taste and see, but they will feast and grow. Because what I give to aligned hearts never stops with them. It flows through them. This is not only harvest. This is habitation. You are no longer chasing. You are no longer hoping. You are no longer striving. You are living in what was always promised. You are walking in what was always spoken. You are standing in what was always reserved. Not visiting, not borrowing, not sampling. Living, dwelling, remaining. This is the overflowing season. This is habitation realized. This is fulfillment that lasts. Welcome to Overflow. It is your new home. You will no longer transition back to survival. You will no longer wonder if this is fleeting. You will no longer prepare for lack. You are home now, in the place of divine overflow. And from here, beloved, you will live, lead, pour, and glorify me without fear, without shortage, without apology, because harvest has come, because habitation is yours, because overflow is now your portion. Fulfillment does not mean the journey ends, it means it transforms. You have long awaited the moment. You believed the promise was about arrival. You thought the reward would be rest from all work. But now, as overflow settles and habitation becomes familiar, you are awakening to something even greater. Fulfillment is not an ending. It is the beginning of eternal echo. The season of waiting has closed. The days of striving have ceased. But destiny is just beginning to speak. You did not come this far to finish. You came this far to flow forever. You are living in the fulfillment of yesterday's faith. What once felt distant is now daily. What once felt impossible is now undeniable. What once felt fragile is now firm. You are now walking in rooms you only once visited in prayer. You are carrying answers that used to be tear-soaked petitions. You are seeing fruit from seeds you planted in dark seasons, and all of it whispers a simple truth. Faith was not foolish. It was foundational. Your belief built this reality. Your obedience paved this road. Your endurance shaped this harvest. And now you see, fulfillment was inevitable. But the fullness of fulfillment is not about receiving. It is about becoming. You did not endure merely to obtain promises. You endured to become the promise. You are now the evidence of my faithfulness. You are now the living sign that hope does not disappoint. You are now the embodied reminder that covenant is unbreakable. Others will look at you and see me. Not your success, but my story. Not your efforts, but my grace. Not your resume, but my redemption. For you are no longer only a carrier of promises. You have become the fulfilled promise. Fulfillment invites others into their own divine story. What I do in you is not to create isolation. What I build in you is not to elevate you above others. Fulfillment is multiplication. Fulfillment is invitation. Fulfillment is impartation. You will pour into those still in process. You will release into those still in preparation. You will speak into those still in waiting. You will not pity them, you will not patronize them, you will remind them, I did it for you, and I will do it for them. Your life will no longer be only about testimony, it will be about transfer. Your fulfillment becomes their faith fuel. Fulfillment is not static, it is ever expanding. What I have done is glorious, but it is not the end of my doing. What you have received is abundant, but it is not the limit of my giving. You will continue to move from glory to glory. You will continue to discover depths within depths. You will continue to awaken to wonders reserved for alignment. I do not run out of new. I do not run out of more. I do not run out of eternal expressions. You are fulfilled. Yes, but you are also being fulfilled. Always. This is the eternal echo, where fulfilled promises keep unfolding into new purposes. You will now govern with grace, not grasp with greed. You will hold doors open for others. You will make room at the table. You will steward influence with open hands. Fulfilled ones do not fear losing what they carry. Fulfilled ones live confident in the source. You will not hoard success. You will not gatekeep revelation. You will not control out of insecurity. You will lead with lightness. You will govern with kindness. You will release with humility. Because fulfillment is not about what you possess. It is about how you pour. You will wear fulfillment as rest, not as pressure. Do not allow the blessings to become burdens. Do not let answered prayers become anxious assignments. You will lead from overflow, not overwork. You will influence from abiding, not ambition. You will pour from friendship, not fear, for you are not sustaining fulfillment. I am. Your role is to remain. Your posture is to trust. Your rhythm is to walk with me. And as you do, fulfillment will not drain you. It will refresh you daily. Fulfillment will be tested, but not taken. Do not be naive. Winds will blow again. Voices will rise again. Battles will find you again. But you will not be shaken. You have been anchored in obscurity. You have been trained in storms. You have been refined in resistance. You will now stand unshaken in fulfillment. Attacks will come, but your peace will stay. Criticism will come, but your joy will remain. Pressure will come, but your clarity will increase. Because fulfillment is not fragile, it is fortified. You will transition from fulfilled vessel to eternal voice. What you carry now will not end when breath ceases. What you build now will not vanish when seasons change. You are creating echoes. You are releasing sounds. You are birthing waves that ripple into forever. Your prayers will outlive you. Your obedience will outlast you. Your impartation will impact those you never meet. This is legacy. This is multiplication. This is eternal echo. You did not come this far only for yourself. You came this far to create what time cannot silence. This is your forever place, fulfillment that fuels eternity. No more wandering, no more wondering, no more waiting. You are home in purpose. You are rooted in identity. You are secure in destiny, and from here, you will live. You will lead. You will love, not striving, not guessing, not surviving, but flowing, endlessly, pouring, selflessly, expanding, effortlessly. Because when I fulfill forever. You are the fulfillment, and now you release the eternal echo. Let your life sing the song of satisfaction. Let your steps release the sound of settledness. Let your legacy reverberate with the reality that I am faithful. You are not visiting victory. You are living in it. You are not renting promises. You are rooted in them. You are not chasing destiny. You are carrying it, and the world will see and generations will know that the Lord who promised was the Lord who fulfilled, and that echo will never fade.